Today we have a 718 Boxster GTS. It has got a whole host of issues, a wide range of issues, should we say. And when you see the mileage, you're going to be shocked that it's going to come to such a big bill for the car only having 10,000 miles on the clock. So guys, in today we have a 718 Boxster GTS. Absolutely lovely car. I do like the GTSs because they come with full spec, AutoTrader, and basically every option you could tick within reason. Now, this car has got a whole host of issues which are going to lead to quite a big bill. I'm suspecting if it was a main dealer, it'd probably be nearing £10,000, something around there. But luckily it's come to us because we are going to save the guy some money. This car has got full Porsche history, and I'm going to get the car on the ramp now and do an inspection, and then I'll lead on to other problems with the car, and I'll show you why this car has got so many problems and you wouldn't expect it to be on such a low mileage car. This car has only done 10,000 miles. So you wouldn't expect to have all these faults. Got the car on the ramp. I'll run for a bit of the backstory of the car. So it's been purchased from Porsche main dealer, and it's always had Porsche main dealer servicing. So you would suspect that everything would be carried out to the schedule and be absolutely perfect. Now, Nick came into us from a recommendation from another very good customer of ours, and I always believe in recommendation of another customer that has used us. Is, word of mouth is the best way for any business to grow. So Nick did come into us, and he just parked up outside and he said, look, I've got this issue. Now I quickly went around the car and I could spot a few things, and I said, Nick, let me drive the car, get it on the ramp, let's do a proper inspection on it. Because when I did a MOT check, it did have 5 advisories. Now 5 advisories on a car that's done 10,000 miles is quite a lot, I would say. I don't really like to have any advisories on my MOT, and for the last 2-3 years it had advisories. Now, again, speaking to Nick, Porsche hadn't really offered him much. He just said, you can go on with it and maybe next year, which this type of car you do want right. And there's one key factor on this car that I've driven it and it's not nice to drive. So let's start with that and we'll work our way through the list. So the first thing I spotted is that both this side, the front tyre and the rear tyre, are 2020. And they are starting to perish. I mean, my kind of lifespan on a tyre is 5 years. So them starting to perish like they are on the corners. Obviously the car's not had massive amount of use, so it's not worn down the tread. They will still pass MOT, but when a tyre gets to 5 years, we always advise getting them changed, especially on a performance car like this. Any Porsche really, this is your contact surface to the road. So we do see quite a lot of cars with 8-10-year-old tyres, and we suggest to the customer, we say, look, it's going to change your car quite dramatically. So yeah, 2020 starting to perish. This one's 2020 and it's just starting to perish on the outsides. Now Nick brought the car in 2020, so he's had the car 5 years. But if we get around to the other side, this is where the MOT advisories start. Now you can see the cracking is a lot worse on this tyre, and even round the carcass of the tyre, it's all split in there. And this tyre is a 2018. So straight away you're going, why have you got two new tyres on one side and they've left this one? It seems very strange to me. And then we get onto the front tyre, which is the worst one out of all of them. Again, 2018.
Jesus, look at that.
And yeah, you can see the cracks on it. But a car coming from main dealer, I'm shocked that they would only fit one tyre on one side, like a front and a rear.
Or do you think they've messed about with the tyres? Like these two old ones were on the front and they've sort of...
No, because they're staggered sizes, so there's no
wrong way to, yeah.
No, so it's had two tyres on one side. We always practice that if you're going to replace one tyre, unless the customer says so, we'll advise against it, but we always say, look, replace an axle at a time. A bit like we do springs. There's a reason why Porsche sells suspension springs in a pair, because they do wear at different rates, and there is that. And this car does not grip well at all on the road. It's all over the place. I've done a few miles in it just to see if there's anything else wrong with the car, and the temperature has dropped quite a bit, but it does not fill you with confidence. So
for a GTS, you'd expect it to be a lot more performance sort of based, handling much better in that sense.
100%. Yeah.
Or just any Porsche, even at that point, if any car, if you're on these tyres, like
any Porsche is a performance car. So especially at this kind of price criteria, why would you skimp out on the tyres? So yeah, that's the first thing on our list. Is we're going to get a decent set of tyres on there. I think we're going to go for a Michelin Pilot Sport 4S, but we're going to see what's available. We're going to get rid of these Pirellis, Perish Pirellis, should we say.
If you turned up to buy a car that's considering this is probably, 50,000-60,000 worth?
Yes, it's going to be around 60.
Would that put you off buying it if you turned up and saw that
100%.
someone's looked after the tyres like that? Even for a 10,000 mile car?
I would look at that.
It'd be a big red flag, wouldn't it?
Yeah, and say, well, what else have they skimped out on?
Yeah.
Now, I know, speaking to Nick, I've rang him, and as I've been going through, made a bit of a list, and he's just turned around to me and he just said, Martin, just do whatever to the car, just get it right. He goes, I trust you. He goes, this stuff hasn't been picked up before, and I just want the car to be as it should. So it's not a case of there's a budget problem. It's just the fact of stuff hasn't been relayed on, and I don't know why. It might be because of the mileage is so low. They've gone, he's only going to do 500 miles in this car in the next year. Well, these will go on, but to me, they're not as they should be. They don't fill you with confidence. So that's one issue. Tyres. What else did I find? is in need of a new set of front plates because these are all starting to delaminate through the middle. So we'll get a nice set of Porschemode plates on there. There is some debris build up in here, so we will take the bumper off, give the ducts a good clean out because there is stuff that's starting to rot in the corners. Next on the MOT list that was advised are the rear lower coffin arms. They are all starting to split around the inner bush. And I think they've been advised for the last 2-3 years.
Wow.
So they are definitely in need of doing. So that's that job there. And then if we go around to the other side, we can see this side exhaust gasket up there, blocking the camera. You can see it's leaking. And if you go up and over the drive shaft,
That way.
yeah, you can see the exhaust bolts are quite heavily corroded. All starting to split apart. So they are in need of being done as well. Now, these rear coffin arms, quite a common issue. Same as the exhaust gaskets, again a common issue. So on this age of car, although it's not done the miles, it's still in need of the maintenance. And a lot of people always say to me, is lower mileage better or higher mileage car? I say on every car, it all depends on the car, the inspection of it, and then how it's looked after. You could have a car that's got like 2 owners, this car's got 2 owners from new, and it's got this whole host of issues.
Whereas I think that McCann's in for the same job now. What age is that?
So that is like a 2016-ish McCann.
So yeah, it's probably older and done more miles and getting a similar job.
And yeah, we're just replacing the front arms on that because they're perished. So really, value for money, they've got more value out of the miles in that car than this car that's been sat around and the bushes have perished. So same with the tyres. They've got loads of life left in them, but it's the age of the carcasses that have started to corrode. So car being sat around, it's held as money and value wise, but it's cost the same amount to run over a period of time. So that's the general MOT stuff. We'll go into the other more major issues, costly ones. So Henry, what music would you like on in your Boxster GTS?
I don't know, some Kistry, something like that. Let's get the tunes pounding. We're roof down, GTS, out for the day.
Well, luckily it's got DAB.
Look at that.
But yeah, it's now playing.
Oh no.
No audio available. It's
I'm guessing that's not the aftermarket screen.
It's not, no. It's sadly the amplifier is broken in this car. We've checked through all the fuses and stuff like that. Nick did say to me, the car suddenly one day come out to it, no music at all. So we'll jump to now when I start taking out the driver's seat and we get to the state of the amp under the seat.
Should have that song.
Making my way downtown.
And I miss you. It's silent to me. Recording. Yeah, something has melted inside there. I can smell burning. So let's open this up and see if it's even worth repairing, or whether we've just got to tell the customer that we need a new amplifier. But yeah, it does not smell good. Oh god, yeah. Oh, it stinks. Absolutely stinks. Let's get this fan plugged. There we have it. One absolutely fried 718 amplifier, Bose amplifier. Now, yeah, as you can see, this just fit for the bin. There's no point. There's no point even saving this, because even if you might get it working, but the risk of something else going wrong is strong. I think it's just unsalvageable if you look at that. Yeah, that is one of the worst ones I've seen. Yeah, look at that. Ouch. So let's see if we can source what a new one is to source for a customer, whether we can source a used unit and get that fitted in there, but not great. So as you can see from the amplifier, it's been badly water damaged, and it's, the board's effectively caught on fire and shorted out. Now, how has water got in this such low mileage car? Well, it's the roof drains. So if you come over with me, I've already removed the sill, and this car has been inside for 3-4 days now. It's been perfectly dry, and I've removed the air vents, I've removed the air vent, and you can still see there's water still dripping down. So we'll take these off in a second, and we'll see how badly clogged they are. You can just see.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
And where does that come from?
So this is a common maintenance thing that should be done.
That's
now,
horrific.
Yeah, let's get both these off. I'll pull these off.
Where does the drain start? Where's the water actually coming from?
So any water that goes onto the roof, there's a channel just down here, and effectively it just runs down here into these little drains. It's very simple.
Out from the scuttle panel away it goes?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. I don't think these have ever been cleaned.
Doesn't look like it. They are. That is nasty.
There you go.
Jeez. Oh. Oh, it smells horrible as that.
You can see up in there.
Oh, and it still just goes back and back and back and deeper in, doesn't it? God.
Now, if you want my honest opinion, when taking off that sill, inside the door, which you would have seen me do, are these 4 poppers that hold on the side skirt, and they are just these little plastic clips. Now, they didn't look like to me that they had ever been off. It's the same with, this is the sill panel over here, which we'll go over to, and this is hidden by a trim, but you're always going to get some sort of marking. Now, no matter how careful you are, because you've got to lever up the fixings. Now this is hidden by a sill panel, so it doesn't matter if they, you know, obviously you're as careful as possible, but I don't think this car has ever had the drains checked, if I'm honest.
And should that have been done at like a Porsche main dealer service? Would you expect them to look at that? Or
Yeah.
is it kind of something that I should look at as the car?
No,
owner,
it's in the Porsche schedule. It is,
okay.
check the drain points.
And if these have blocked up, where does this now back up to?
So
What's like caused it to go
That's-
into the car?
So yeah, they should be checked every 2 years within a service. We do often say to customers, check them every year, because this blocking up, you've got the amplifier under this seat. So the amplifier, purely for the part alone, is £1,400 plus VAT, let alone any labour time in diagnostics, fitting, coding. So straight away, for the simple case of this job takes about an hour and a half to pop off both sills, clean them, flush them through. You know, a specialist, that would cost, I don't know, £100, £150 plus VAT. What would you rather be doing, that, than the car flooding and damaging electrical components?
Or just safe that you know it's been done over the service, that you don't have to worry about this sort of thing?
There is that as well, yeah. There's there is that side of it as well. And also, with the 718s, they, under the passenger seat, it's got all the alarm control module and the communications. So if that gets water damaged, you're in for an even bigger bill there. So in some ways, which side would you prefer to flood? This side, because it's just the amplifier. The other side is you're into coding keys, immobilizers and all that kind of stuff. So, but yeah, so what happens is the water backfills up. I mean, that's been dripping, like I said, this car hasn't,
Soaking wet.
yeah. And what happens is it fills up the tubes, and just here there's like a membrane. Well, what happens is it becomes a pond. As it fills up, it floods over into the back of the car. Once it starts flooding the back of the car, behind the seat, it then moves its way forward, and it basically just floods the whole inside of the car. Now, I have even seen where these get wet, the electric motor for the roof sits about 3-4 inches above the water. So as it floods, the motors do get wet as well. So there's a combination of a lot of issues that can happen with just a simple check, which should be carried out every time. So we're gonna clear out this one and that one, check under there as well, and we'll get the seals back on. But as you can see there, it's not a simple check. On some of the drain points, you can just get underneath the car and check them. Yeah, some places don't do this because it's only done 10,000 miles. I suspect the drains won't be blocked. Whereas you can clearly see, you should never judge the mileage by doing the service correctly.
Because I wouldn't, as like just a normal person, I wouldn't feel confident to do that. Whereas on the M2, I know the drains at the front of where the bonnet is can fill up, so I always check them for leaks. But that's like an easy thing to do when you're washing the car.
Oh yeah,
this
no.
isn't something that's like, I'll just pop that off and have a quick look for all of that. You, like you say, you expect it to kind of be done by
the whole sill panel's got to come off. So it's not. It adds an extra hour onto a service, hour and a half. I've seen it in the past where, like on Panameras, where you got to take the whole front bumper off to change the air filter. It often gets forgotten because people just want to do the service, get it gone, because you're marked on, performance. So
would then Nick have any like recourse? I suppose that the people he bought it from, but is it just so far out of warranty and so far gone now? Even though
yeah, I
it's no
think
miles, it's just kind of like, oh well, bite the bullet.
I don't. Yeah, I mean, it is out of warranty. It should have been checked to the service. Again, it's all well and good. It could be on paper that they were checked, but clearly that doesn't just happen. You know,
Not unless he lives in a forest.
Well, yes and no, but I feel like there's a lot of build up there. They've never been checked. And also what we do is they've got these little rubber bits that sit over the top. We always leave these off because that doesn't help with clogging up this. Because if that rubber bit effectively restricts it, so that being off there, it can get a lot more through. So we do leave them off. Again, that's another sign that we've checked them. Again, yeah. So it's a difficult one, and also what we do is we'll cut this centre bit out. So if anything, to basically make the circle bigger. So if anything comes through there, it will simply, even like a leaf or anything, it will just come down here. So it's not going to cause an issue. But yeah, that is 2 little bits of plastic and a few leaves have caused, you know, effectively what could be a new amplifier and labour and everything at Porsche would probably be a bill of, you know, 16, 17, 1800 pounds plus VAT. Plus then sorting the drains out as well, because you won't want to do all that work without doing this either. So yes, so that wraps up that, and now we'll go on to the last issue on the list.
Oh my days, look at that coming out of there. Still leaking.
So the last fault which comes up on the dashboard is the dreaded PADM fault. So yes, this car with only 10,000 miles on has suffered with the dreaded PADM fault. So I'll get out of the car and I'll show you what we're going to do about that issue. With this 718 GTS, it's got the PADM fault, and after talking for a couple of options with Nick, he has decided to go for 2 new sensors in there. When we scan the car, both the gearbox mounts are showing faults. So we've inspected them, they're not leaking, and we're confident that is the pressure sensor on the engine mount that's failed.
But for a 2018 car, it's not under warranty with 10,000 miles from Porsche?
Not under warranty, no. No. I mean, warranty is only 3 years.
Oh, okay.
So
okay, fair.
you can extend it, but when you're doing so little miles, I mean, we don't know. It could be a numerous amount of things that if the car has been left outside, damp's got into one of the gearbox mounts, they are quite exposed. But our route of doing this, so you think if we were to replace those gearbox mounts from Porsche, I've seen a customer's bill once, or he got a quote, shall I say, it was about £2,500 with 2 new mounts, labour, installed, and that only gives you a 2-year warranty on the component. And I have said it before, we had a customer 2 years and 2 months old, one of the mounts failed and Porsche just went, yeah. So he came in for one of our solutions because he didn't want the problem on his 981 again. But we have opted for new sensors. Now, to install 2 new sensors into his original mounts with labour is roughly about £1,000 plus VAT. And these we do give a 3-year warranty. So not only is it, it's 40% of the cost, it's also you're getting an extra year's warranty in that. And with these, I would suspect they're much better sensor than what Porsche put in. These are probably going to last a lot longer than the 3 years, but you got to have a warranty cut off somewhere. So that's the option we're going to do on this car. So as you can see, there are quite a numerous amount of faults with this car that you wouldn't suspect to be on a 10,000 mile car. So we're going to give this car a little bit of love. We're going to get it back to his former glory, and I'm sure Nick's going to be over the moon with what we do with it, and also probably on the bill front, what it would have cost at Porsche to what it would cost through us, for a Porsche specialist. So in the next video, we are going to do a comparison on roughly what it would have cost from genuine Porsche parts and do a bill to what it would cost at a Porsche specialist. And we're going to do a comparison just to see roughly what the cost difference is in going to specialist, if he's going to main dealer, and you can weigh it up what your options are really. Because I feel if you go to a really good specialist, which there are lots of them in the country, that you do get better service, if I'm honest, I feel. I'm not saying main dealers are bad, but it does come down to the technician who works on your car and that kind of stuff. So yeah, like and subscribe to the channel, and you'll see in a few weeks' time us do a price comparison on this car's repairs.